Hi everyone, welcome back to Harbor Home. I am Alyssa and I thought this week I would do a twin pregnancy update with you. We are 33 weeks with our fraternal twins, one boy and one girl. Things have been going really well. I have very little to complain about, which can make me feel guilty sometimes just because I know how much people struggle in pregnancy, let alone twin pregnancies. And so as I was talking with a friend yesterday, I realized that my guilt is there for just having such a great pregnancy, but at the same time, I'm grateful because it's not that we haven't been without a struggle. That's one thing I'll probably talk about in a little bit, but needless to say, I thought I would just give a few little updates. If there's any other twin mamas out there that just want to watch someone kind of go through the end of the pregnancy, or just kind of hear how things are. I know I was that way. I did a bunch of YouTube searching when I was found out I was pregnant with twins. So yeah, I thought I'd give you just a little bit of information about what it's been like being pregnant with the twins at the end of our pregnancy. So we have fraternal twins, which means we have di twins. There's a bunch of different terms, but basically that means we have two babies that have their own placentas, and they're in their own sacs. So there's very little competition for nutrition, which is great. They have both been growing really, really well. There's only like a 10% difference between the two of them last time we checked. And yeah, I haven't had a ton of problems. I am someone who is 5'10", so I'm actually pretty tall. In my early reading of twin mom blog articles, people were talking about how miserable they felt halfway through. And I honestly didn't have that, and I think my height is probably part of that. But now towards the end, I am really feeling it. I'm 33 weeks. We have a scheduled C-section for 38 weeks on the dot. I am hoping to go into labor on my own before then. I would like to deliver vaginally, but I don't want any risk to the baby, and I trust my doctor, or babies, plural. I trust my doctor very, very much, and so she's been guiding us in this process. So what our plan is currently their positions are they're just really funky positions. One is breech, one is transverse, which means they're just laying across me. The other one is kind of breech with their butt down. That's pretty much a position you can't deliver in at all, and so that would require a C-section. I am making my peace with that. And the only problem I had, it wasn't even a problem, but the only thoughts I had about it beforehand was just, I have never had a major surgery before. I've never had someone cut me open significantly for anything besides my wisdom teeth. So it just freaks me out a little bit. But at the end of the day, I want my babies to be safe. I want me to be safe. And if that means having a C-section, then I have no problem doing that. So right now, that's the plan. They are feeling pretty large. I think my little app said that they're both pineapples this week. So 2 baby pineapples are rolling around in there, which, you maybe can't see how big I really am, but I feel pretty large. Some of the things that have changed for me, they changed pretty quickly from like 31 weeks to now, I'd say, like over the last 2 weeks. These are the things that have changed. I'm more breathy. I just kind of talk with like I'm out of breath, and my babies are they're taking up a lot of room, so that's to be understood. And then also I have grown out of all of my maternity shirts. My pants seem to be doing okay. Except for one pair, the belly band just only comes up halfway and just really doesn't do much at all. So I only have 2 pairs of pants, and then all of my short sleeve shirts, my like summery maternity clothes are completely, they don't fit me anymore. I was wearing, smalls and mediums, but I had to go up to the larges and even some XL or double XLs. just because my belly really is that much bigger. Maternity clothes only seem to have fit me for like the average, the average pregnancy. And so I've been needing to buy larger stuff. I went to Target this week and got this sweatshirt, one white shirt, large white shirt, and then I think I got another cami, like a cami of some kind, a black cami, and then also I got like a blouse of some kind that has big buttons on the side. And I thought the cami and the blouse for sure would be helpful for when I am trying to nurse. So around this time of the pregnancy is a good time to start thinking about nursing clothes if you are choosing to nurse. That's something I realized in my first pregnancy. I think I was like a few weeks out. I thought, oh my gosh, what kind of clothes do you wear when you nurse? I had no idea. So going out and buying some nursing camis, nursing bras, some big flowy shirts, or whatever it is that you're comfortable in for nursing will be really important if you're a first-time mama. Other things that have been different, my energy level has gone down significantly again, but that is to be expected growing two humans. So I find the need to take a nap most of the days. My appetite hasn't really increased, but which kind of surprises me, but I have been being mindful of how much I'm eating as far as like getting enough food and nutrition, because I know that our bodies kind of keep the nutrition that we had in the few months prior to something. So like, when you're pregnant and you feel like you're eating crap all first trimester because you're sick, your body has actually still has the nutrition and the health from the prior months before you got pregnant that sustain you. And then once you're not sick anymore, you can continue to eat, in a healthy way. So that's kind of how I'm feeling right now, as far as I'm trying to make sure I'm getting enough nutrition so that by the time I actually deliver and have to nurse and everything, my body will still be healthy. So that's another thing. I have a ton of pelvic floor pressure. So I can only stand for about 15 to 20 minutes at a time before really feeling like I need to sit down. Just the weight of everything is just really, really heavy. Doing average little tasks like getting dressed in the morning or getting in and out of cars can be difficult. Some people that you may have experienced that with one baby, which I do not doubt at all. The end of pregnancy is just, it's just hard for anyone, no matter what. I'm just sharing a few of the things that I have found different than being pregnant with a singleton baby. And to be honest, the thing that's changed the most is my emotions. I have just been all over the place, like really happy and joyful one day, really teary the next, cranky, super cranky, which again, to be expected. For those of you that are new to my channel, I have a toddler as well. So chasing him around, taking care of him, parenting amidst my limitations is very hard. For example, we have him in a toddler bed up in his room, and we moved the rocking chair into the nursery that we're preparing. And so now when we put him to bed or take him down for a nap, I can't sit in a rocking chair and rock him. I have to either sit on the floor or I just have to put him in his bed, which I'm sure the time would have come anyway. However, it is not very comfortable to get up and down. Giving him a bath is another thing that's kind of challenging. So just those logistical things of moving around with a big belly and then also taking care of a toddler has increased as I've gotten larger. And then also those things affect my emotions. It's so hard for me not to be able to do the things that I want to do, need to do, and am used to doing. Another thing that's different with this pregnancy as the baby movements are just stronger. And that's probably because there's less room for each of them to move around. So they're just like every little roll, every tuck is just that much stronger. So I've felt babies a lot more. but there's also times where I just can't find a good position to sit in, lie in, anything, because of just where they're all at in there. So if you're experiencing any of these things or more, they are normal and things to expect as your pregnancy goes on. Like I said, I'm 5'10". I think the size of the person, the height, the just stature of who you are and how you carry children really does affect the way you feel throughout your pregnancy, especially towards the end. And know whatever you're experiencing, it is validated and normal. As I had mentioned earlier, I have had a pretty easy pregnancy. We haven't had a lot of challenges with this pregnancy, which I'm very grateful for. I was talking to a friend earlier this week, and we were just talking about how sometimes we can feel guilty for having a really either easy pregnancy or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I was reflecting on it, and I had said to my friend, and I have been thinking lately too, that there is no part of getting pregnant, being a mother, nothing, the whole idea of rearing children is not without difficulty or struggle. And I really see it this way because that is what has happened in the fall of humanity. I'm a Christian. I believe that God created the world and He created it perfectly, but sin entered the world through Adam and Eve, and I would have probably made the same choices that they did, so they are not the ones to blame for everything. But because of their decisions, we as humanity have experienced the same repercussions of the fall. And in Genesis, it actually says that because of the fall, childbearing will be difficult for women. And I had for a long time thought that just meant, oh, it's painful. It hurts to give birth, which is true. But as I've become a mom, as I've reflected on all the different stories of people that I know, things that I've seen, it is more than just the birthing of a child. Nothing in the case of child rearing is untouched by the fall. So for me, one of them is getting pregnant. It's hard to get pregnant. You may be thinking, wow, you have a toddler and 2 twins. Yeah, right. Well, I do. I have PCOS. I'll link my story here for you if you're interested in hearing more about it. But I know I'm not the only one. Infertility has increased significantly over the many decades, but has been around ever since the beginning of time. If you read through the Bible, there are so many women that were barren, that weren't able to have children, or if they did, they only had one. So that is one result, I believe, of the fall. Getting pregnant, staying pregnant. I know so many women that have had multiple miscarriages, difficulty in pregnancy, horrible birth stories like stillbirths, or just like really traumatic birthing experiences where they almost died or their child almost died, or and you know, anything in that realm. And then besides the fact of actually like giving birth and having all of the pain that we experience, all the things that can happen to you, and then raising children, that is not easy. That is a really hard, it's a hard job. It is a blessing and a beautiful job, and a gift from the Lord, as it says in scripture as well. But that doesn't mean it's untouched by the struggle and the strife of this world. So all that to say is that you may look at someone and think, oh, you've got a really easy pregnancy, or oh, you got pregnant really easy, must be nice. But there is no part of anyone's life as a mother that is not going to be difficult. So let that be an encouragement to you as you are on your mama journey, whether you've adopted or you have used infertility treatments to help get you pregnant, help to bring forth those blessings in your life. or you are just really, really sick in pregnancy. Like you can get pregnant easy, but you have horrible pregnancies. There's just nothing that is untouched by the fall. And I believe that the Lord is our strength, and we can trust in him, rely on him. And that doesn't mean that we say it and then it's just really, everything's really easy after that. But that means that in those really hard moments, we are asking God for help to comfort us, to be with us. And in my experience, he always has been. Even if I can't see it right then and there, I've been able to look back on my life and realize he has been there. He has comforted me. Again, it didn't always fix that moment and just make me happy all of a sudden, but he was there with me. So that can be a comfort to you as well. So if you are interested in following along on our twin parenting journey or twin having journey, I don't know how much I'll have my children actually on camera. What I would like to be able to do in being a twin mom is to just take some time to learn and then share some tips and tricks along the way. So you might not hear from me about the twin stuff for a while because I'm just in the midst of figuring it out. I'm not going to talk like I know everything because Lord knows I don't. But I'd love to be able to share tips and tricks as I learn them to help any other twin mom out there. If you are new to my channel and you are curious about our twin pregnancy or anything in that realm, please leave a comment below. I'd love to answer your questions either through video or in the comments. And you might give me an idea of a video I can make in the future. Thank you so much for joining me today as I rock my babies and chat. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. I will try to make some videos more regularly, but I can't promise that in this upcoming season. But if you want to follow me for daily interactions, I am on Instagram at HarborHome32. And also you can follow along on my blog where I post recipes on whole food cooking, simple living, and hospitality. And now a little twin mom life in between. Thanks so much. Bye.